This video is brought to you by Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist, my new book, which is a comprehensive guide to all aspects of music theory necessary for playing rock guitar. From blues to the cycle of fifths, from understanding and using modes to choosing the right notes for a melodic solo, from pentatonic scales to chord construction and keys. It's all covered in a clear and concise manner. With accompanying video demonstrations, jam tracks and tabs, you'll learn to use the knowledge you gain in accessible ways that make sense for less than the cost of a few guitar lessons. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. That was me having a mighty fine time with this guitar, this rather lovely Gibson Explorer in antique natural finish. It doesn't belong to me. If you're watching on Thursday, you'll know that I've been loaned this guitar by the very, very lucky chap who is the new owner of it. A lad called Phil. You often see him in the chat on the Friday live stream in the comments section below my videos. He goes by the moniker of PFY Guitars. Anyway, he won this guitar in the Crimson Guitars daily guitar draw. You know, that thing that Ben Crow at Crimson Guitars is doing to essentially, isn't it some fundraising thing that he's doing to, kind of set up a guitar museum or something like that. But anyway, Phil entered the draw and won this rather lovely guitar, which you just heard. Well, before we get into the rest of the video, I'll just mention that, as always, you'll find a full tab for that piece of music in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it, and a jam track to play along with yourself. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description, as I'm sure you know by now. $3 or about £3 a month. I'm not sure what it is in UK sterling, but it's $3 or whatever the equivalent is, and you get access to all of these additional resources and tabs and jam tracks and stuff that go up at least 3 times a week usually, that go along with these YouTube videos. And of course, a massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are downstairs in the description. A little bit more housekeeping before we go any further. The sort of crunchy riff kind of sound I was getting there wasn't the Blue Guitar Amp 1 Mercury Edition on the Vintage channel. It was the Blue Guitar Amp 1 Mercury Edition on the Classic channel, which is a bit more of a JCM 800 kind of sound. The Vintage channel is much more plexy. That's a little bit more kind of JCM 800. And I just thought, excuse me, I just thought with a guitar like this, I'd go for something a little bit more hard rock than the blues rock stuff that I usually kind of throw in your direction when I do these guitar videos. So I just went for a bit of a meatier sound, that sort of JCM 800 sound. The clean sounds were just exactly the same, but with the guitar's volume backed off, and you know, for the shoutier high gain stuff, it was as pretty much usual. The new X-Horseman going into the front end of it. You know, great little pedal that, which I've got a little bit of a comparison coming up with a more expensive version of a similar kind of pedal coming up in, well, on the channel soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But those were the settings, and let's have a look at some weights and measures for this guitar. You can see a weight of 3.63 kilos, so it's not a featherweight, but it's not, you know, kind of a real backbreaker either. Nut width of 43.6 mil. First and 12th fret neck profiles there. You can see the DC pickup resistance readings are reassuringly vintage in nature. 8.37k on the bridge pickup. Neck is 7.89, and in the middle it's 4.08. It feels like a very... I've never played an Explorer before until I did the first impressions video on Thursday. And, you know, I was expecting it to be ungainly and unbalanced and, you know, kind of a bit of a handful. But it just... I wouldn't say it disappears when you pick it up in the way that some guitars that have been designed specifically to be ergonomic do. But it's a lot more comfortable than I was thinking it was going to be. And the action and setup is absolutely stellar on this guitar. I've got my little action ruler here. Let's have a look. I'm going to call that at the 12th fret. That is just kissing 1.25 millimeters action at the 12th fret. Buttery and effortless to play. No fret buzz, no choking out, no dead spots, nothing on that. Well, it's, you know, Ben Crow has worked on this guitar at Crimson Guitars. It would be amazing if it didn't, you know, kind of feel amazing to play, and it does. And I got to tell you, I think it looks amazing as well. When I picture an Explorer, this is what I think of in a kind of a light coloured, sort of semi kind of blonde or dark blonde finish. You know, so like this is mahogany, but you know, there's the Carina, Explorers as well. But this, you know, with a white scratch plate, this for me is what an Explorer should look like. I'm not a fan of the blacked out ones. They always look a little bit too kind of metal for me, but that's just, you know, kind of personal taste, I suppose. I'm really liking this guitar. It, you know, let's have a few sound samples. It's again, I'm going into the same settings I was showing you before. The Blue Guitar Amp 1 on the what is that, the Classic channel. So let's have a little bit of a look at, or listen to rather, what the bridge pickup sounds like. It goes a bit like this. Oh, I need to set Reaper going. There we go. It sounds a bit like this. It gets the job done, doesn't it? And then, of course, you know, the sort of fluty neck pickup tone. And how does it handle the roll off of the volume control? My kind of favourite things to check out. Well, with the guitar's volume rolled back on the neck pickup, we get a pleasantly clean sound. Cleanish. Anyway, you're never going to mistake this for a Stratocaster, but when did a Gibson Explorer ever make claims to be a versatile, kind of all-round guitar? That said, there used to be a guy on the local circuit around here, country singer, who he was something of a Jim Reeves tribute act. And his guitar player in his band used to play an Explorer. So it takes all sorts, I suppose. But yeah, this is a really nice guitar. But then again, it needs to be, because prices range from between, I've just been having a quick look, £1,700 or thereabouts. You see a few of them for £1,649, £1,750, that kind of thing. But if don't know why when they're going for those kind of prices, but there are some places selling this very model for £2,499, which you got to admire their optimism, I suppose. Would I spend that kind of money on a guitar? Let's call it in round figures £2,000 if you were to take an average of those kind of prices. Well, you don't need to for a start off. My favourite guitar at the moment is a guitar that cost me £300. The Jet Telecaster copy that I'm absolutely loving. Yes, I've had some work done on it, and but even with the cost of the work that I put into it, it's still nowhere near the sort of money that you'd have to kind of part with to get one of these. So you don't need to spend that kind of money on a guitar. You don't even need to spend that kind of money on a guitar that looks like this. I mean, don't Harley Benton do an Explorer copy that, until you look at the headstock, looks pretty convincing. But, it's you're buying more than a musical instrument, aren't you? You're buying that name, and to some people it's important. To me, it was important when I bought my Les Paul. I'd had a good year and I wanted to award myself a little trophy. So, I make no bones about that. So there's always going to be somebody that will pay these kind of prices for these guitars and more. A couple of grand for a guitar. And I'm not saying I wouldn't pay that sort of money for a guitar. I just don't think I'd pay it for this one. If the right guitar came along that I absolutely had to have, then possibly. But I just don't think this is the guitar that would light that fire under me. Lovely guitar though it is, and you know what, if I'd been lucky enough to win it in the same way as Phil did, I would be absolutely doing cartwheels around the front room. Now there's an image you'd pay to see. I'll be more than pleased with it, but I don't think, as I say, I don't think this is the guitar that would encourage me to part with that kind of money. It's beautiful, it plays gorgeous, it sounds fantastic, but it wouldn't encourage me to spend that kind of money. Anyway, I can tell I'm rambling. It's a beautiful guitar, I really like it, and I will be sorry to see it go, but I just don't think I would spend that kind of money. There you go, that's the headline figure. And that is my review of the Gibson Explorer in antique natural finish. Make of it what you will. Hope you've enjoyed the video and found it informative and entertaining in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time. We drink beer and talk music and guitars and many, many other things. It's a great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.